Hey everyone, this is Jonathan Marx from GoToHealth. I hope you're having a great day. We have another great show today, and this one proves again the connection of every part of our body with every other part of our body. We don't have these separate parts that operate independently. And our show today is about the connection between the quality and health of your teeth and the shape of your teeth and the shape of your bite with your mental health. Isn't that interesting? We're talking today with the president-elect of the American Association of Orthodontists. They represent 19,000 orthodontist members throughout the United States, Canada, and abroad. It was founded in 1900, and it's the world's oldest and largest dental specialty organization. We're talking today with Michael Durbin DDS. He's the president of the American Association of Orthodontists, or AAO. He's a trustee for the Midwestern Society of Orthodontists, and he practices part-time with his son in Des Plaines, Illinois. If you want to learn more, you can go to aaoinfo.org. AAO, again, is American Association of Orthodontists. You go to aaoinfo.org, and in the search bar, put in mental health, and you'll find some amazing articles that you'll learn a lot from about the connection between your dental health and your mental health. Before we get to Dr. Durbin, please subscribe to our channel wherever you're listening to us. And if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, please give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. That helps us get the word out to more people. We're all about evidence-based medicine, and we appreciate your support in getting the word out. So welcome to the show, Dr. Mike Durbin, DDS. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Good. My pleasure. So, Dr. Durbin, we usually think of braces as a cosmetic rite of passage, as it were, but you're linking orthodontics to mental health. How can a crooked bite literally lead to a crooked sense of self-worth, if I can put it that way? What new research is out there that's telling us there's a link?
Yeah, in fact, there are recent studies that show that individuals with significant dental misalignment often experience difficulties with eating, speaking, and social interaction, which can affect their emotional health and quality of life. Several indices have shown that children with malocclusion could not only have functional limitations, but their negative social lives because of their severe malocclusion could further lead to worse emotional experiences as well. So orthodontic treatment can help address these issues, and our patients frequently report feeling healthier, happier, and more confident following treatment. So taking care of your smile can help you feel better inside and out.
Good. Now, is this also true for adults? I'm assuming it is. It's particularly important, I'm sure, with children and the developing sense of self, but is this also true for adults as well?
Yeah, definitely. What we see, unfortunately, is that even for adults, they can have issues with self-image and especially social interactions. So having an increase in confidence that comes with having straight teeth has shown to be very positive for those patients in those social interactions. So yes, not just for kids, but for adults as well.
Got it. You know, it's so interesting how the body's all connected. We're just learning how even, your mouth and your eyes and everything, I mean, it's all connected and all makes a difference for how you're feeling about yourself as well. Can a misaligned jaw create a constant low-level physical stress that impacts sleep or breathing or ultimately anxiety levels?
Yeah, certainly in terms of getting poor sleep because of a possible dental irregularity, that can have an impact. But we also have to be careful because we don't want to necessarily draw conclusions to things like sleep disorder breathing that we simply say that orthodontics would take care of. Many of these problems are multifactorial. So we know orthodontics may play a role, but certainly would not be the only thing going on in those cases.
We sure do want to be careful about making those connections and making sure they're correct. There's a massive trend of influencer dental hacks online. From a clinical perspective, what's the most dangerous piece of do-it-yourself advice that's actually ruining people's long-term health?
Well, I can only speak to the ones that be related to orthodontics. And one of the ones that we have seen recently are people applying things to their teeth on their own. And they call these fashion braces.
Hmm.
And so you can go online and they will even recommend using some of the materials that we use to help us to bond brackets to the teeth. And I saw a post and one of the woman said, oh, you got to get the blue goo. The blue goo is the key to making sure that those diamonds stay on your teeth. And so what we're seeing is that people are doing things on their own at home or maybe to each other as friends and actually causing damage to the teeth and in some cases even moving the teeth. And so I find this as being one of the more dangerous practices taking place in the orthodontic world.
Wow, I wasn't aware that that was happening, but I'm certainly glad you're bringing this up. For an adult professional, how much of performance anxiety is actually tied to the physiological discomfort or subconscious shame of oral health issues? Is orthodontic treatment really actually a career investment?
Yeah, I would definitely say that's the case. Again, it's hard to make direct causal relationships between just having straight teeth and now having great self-esteem and great self-worth and being very confident. But we do know that our patients, especially our teen patients, face many challenges at school and at home, and peer pressure, pressure to succeed, and distorted views of body image all have an impact on mental health. So the addition of a handicapping malocclusion to that mix adds fuel to the fire and makes this an even more dangerous situation. So we even recognize in the AAO that mental wellness is an issue for our own profession and that the AAO offers resources for our members and their teams to keep them mentally healthy as well.
Tell me more about that. What are the issues in mental health in your profession?
So I think one of the big things for orthodontists is perfection syndrome, if you will. We go to a lot of school, we're high achievers, and when we get out into practice, we sometimes find that we can't get things as perfect as we would like them to be for a lot of different reasons. Certainly, you're dealing with a patient, you're dealing with anatomy, you're dealing with compliance, and sometimes we take that home with us and we're too hard on ourselves. And so in the quest for perfection, we can actually cause damage to our own mental health and wellness.
Wow. That's, we're all humans, and I'm glad to hear that the orthodontists are dealing with their issues as well. Doctor, what breakthrough research is happening these days, either in orthodontics or in the relationship between orthodontics and mental health? What can you tell us about the research that's going on now?
Yeah, so I think this is kind of a new area of research. Most of the research that's been done in the past has been done more on the physical changes that can be made and the impact cosmetically, obviously, that orthodontics can make. But I think now what we're seeing as well is an understanding that mental health has never been more important than it is now. And stresses on mental health have never been more numerous than they are now. The rise of social media is a huge factor here. And so when we look at lawsuits against social media companies, and we're seeing now that relationship between social media and mental health, we also look and say, what's that connection with our own self-confidence, our own self-worth based on our appearance? And it's not fair necessarily that we're judged only by appearance, but we do know that people are often seeking ways to improve their appearance, and in doing so, improving their self-confidence and hopefully mental wellness as well.
I'm so glad you're sharing this with us. Thank you. Is there insurance coverage for orthodontic procedures?
Yes, and most of our patients do have some type of orthodontic coverage. Now, unfortunately, not all of it is covered fully. So a portion of the treatment can be covered, say up to $1,000 or $1,500, but most orthodontists offer complimentary examinations and very flexible finance plans as well, many times including no interest. So orthodontics has never been more affordable than it is now.
Great. And what signs should a person have about their health or their teeth or their orthodontics that should encourage them to go see an orthodontist?
Well, I think the first thing is if you're noticing any kind of pain associated with your bite, that would definitely be a first step. And there are cases where teeth can hit too early and become loose and and even have damage to those teeth. So that can be an issue. But I think most of it comes from seeing your own general dentist and having the discussion on your bite and maybe getting some clues as to whether or not your bite might be an issue that needs to be addressed by an orthodontist.
Regarding that, in terms of parents of young children, how early should they be taking their child to see a dentist, and when is the right time for a referral to an orthodontist for a child?
So the American Association of Orthodontists recommends a first examination at 7 years old. Part of the reason we do this is because typically by that point, the front 4 teeth on the top and the bottom, the baby teeth have been replaced by the permanent teeth. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you can get a good sense of what the growth pattern of that patient may be, and you may be able to pick up some issues that can be treated very easily at that age rather than more difficultly later on. So obviously, we treat patients as adults, but there are certainly cases that we wish we had seen a little bit earlier that would have been much easier to treat while we could do some growth modification and maybe eliminate some traumatic situations before they cause permanent damage.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Doctor. Folks, if you want to learn more, you can go to aaoinfo.org. It's a great website. I've been there. And if you want to learn about mental health, just put mental health into the search bar there, and you'll see quite a number of helpful articles there about the connection between mental health and orthodonture. Doctor, are there any questions I didn't ask that I should have, or is there a big message you'd like to leave with people today?
Well, I think the message I'd like to leave people with is knowing that it's never been easier to access orthodontic care, and the technologies have improved so much, it's never been easier to undergo orthodontic care. So if you've ever thought about making an investment in your smile or in the smile of your kids, now would be an excellent time to do that. And I encourage you to see an AAO orthodontist.
Great. Thanks so much for being with us today, Doctor. It's been really helpful to learn this information, and particularly about the connection between your teeth and your mental health.
Thank you for having me.
So we've been talking with Dr. Michael Durbin, DDS. He's the president-elect of the American Association of Orthodontists. He's also a trustee for the Midwestern Society of Orthodontists. He's a diplomate of the American Board of Orthodontists, and he practices part-time with his son in Des Plaines, Illinois. That must be fun practicing with your son, isn't it, Doctor?
It's a true gift.
Good. Thanks for being with us, Doctor. It's been great to have you.
Thank you.
This has been Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our shows. We've got over 200 interviews that are very helpful like this. If you're watching us on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, please give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. That helps get the information out to more people. This has been Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth, and as we say at the end of every show, go to health. Have a great day. God bless. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in today to Go to Health. You are one of almost 10,000 people per day who enjoy the evidence-based health information offered by our guest health experts. You can watch us on our website and YouTube and listen to us on 8 podcast networks. Be sure to join Jonathan Marx in our upcoming shows each week. If you like our show, please share this episode with your friends and colleagues. You can subscribe to the show, join our email list, send us feedback, browse through the online store, and view our library of over 150 shows at GoToHealthMedia.com. See you next time, and remember to elevate your life with Go to Health.